This is Dan Dix here, reporting for Press for Truth, and I want to start today's video by letting you know it's not my intention to offend anyone, but the truth is the truth, and it needs to be told no matter how unpopular that may be. So in today's video, we're going to show you how the Pope has not only sold out Christians and freedom-minded individuals, but we'll also show you how his socialist ideas are leading towards a communistic, ecumenical movement, and it must be stopped. So just last week, the Pope sent out a chilling warning against the invasion of libertarianism, saying that they deny the value of the common good in favor of radical selfishness where only the individual matters. He states that, "I cannot fail to speak of the grave risks associated with the invasion of the positions of libertarian individualism at high strata of culture and in schools and universities educations, and that a common characteristic of this fallacious paradigm is that it minimizes the common good, that is the idea of living well or the good life in the communitarian framework," Francis said, while at the same time exalting a selfish ideal. So the Pope is either completely uneducated about what libertarianism actually is, or there's another agenda at play here. Because how could a holy man of God be against people who oppose the initiation of violence? Because that's what this all boils down to. It's all about the non-aggression principle that libertarians subscribe to. Or similarly, what Jesus taught, the golden rule, in regards to loving your neighbor as you would love yourself. But before the Pope continues to confuse the masses about this, we need to make this clear. The individual must become conscious that the group, culture, nation, state, the tribe, whatever you want to call it, the group is subordinate to his or her value systems. In other words, guys, we need to become conscious of the fact that the group is subordinate to the individual, because a group really is just made up of individuals. If individuals leave, then the group will cease to exist. I think most people know this to some degree, but there are a lot of people who are ignorant of this, and in fact they even try to argue the opposite, like the Pope, when he stated that libertarianism, which is so fashionable today, is a more radical form of the individualism that asserts that only the individual gives value to things and to interpersonal relations, and therefore only the individual decides what is good and what is evil. Well, yes, I am quite capable of figuring this out on my own without any kind of a hierarchical organization. I mean, how can this so-called man of God be trying to sell us on this collectivist BS? When we know he is well aware of God's warnings when speaking of the Tower of Babel in regards to the importance of maintaining your individuality and not succumbing to this collectivist New World Order. That's why, according to the Bible, God separated the nations and he confused the languages. He didn't want one global collective consciousness here. He wanted 7 billion individual, sovereign, free-thinking people. But what the Pope is currently pushing is the complete opposite. And I feel that this is leading towards not only this communistic, authoritarian global order, but this is also leading towards an ecumenical movement like we've never seen before, where this Pope is going to be tasked with uniting the religions of the world into one singular global religion, and these socialist and communistic ideas are just the beginning of what we're soon to see. I called it when it was announced who the new Pope would be, and I outlined what the end game was going to be in this video that I recorded over 4 years ago on the night that Pope Francis took over the Vatican.
Pope Francis will address the crowd and the world.
Let us begin this journey, Bishop together with people. This is the journey of the Bishop of Rome. That's Rome that's ahead of all the churches. It's a journey of brotherhood and trust among us. Let us pray always for us, one for the other, each one for one another. Let us pray for the entire world, so that there's a great fraternity, a great brotherhood. I wish you that this journey of church that we begin today and I have my vicar with my vicar's cardinals present, is fruitful for the evangelization of this beautiful city. Brothers and sisters, I thank you very much for the greeting. Pray for me. And quickly, we will see each other soon. Tomorrow I want to go pray to Mary so that she watches over all of Rome. Good night and good rest. Have a good rest.
Good night and have a good rest. After opening his remarks 10 minutes or so ago with good evening.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A new pope has just been selected for the Catholic Church by the cardinals. So for the over 1 billion followers of Catholicism, they now have a new leader, which, as you just heard him say himself, he's on his way to go pray to Mary now. I noticed a few other interesting things that he mentioned in his speech, which could give some insight into some of the plans for the new Pope and the future, notably when he said we must pray for the brotherhood. And I think, in my opinion, it may be the task of this new Pope to really bring about the new ecumenical movement, to unite the religions of the world, Hinduism, Buddhism, Muslims, snake worshippers for that matter, you name it, all will need to be united under a singular global consciousness. And that is the goals of the New World Order, folks. That is the goals of the global elite. So is this the man to carry out that agenda? Only time will tell. But as we know, they certainly will have to, he will have to get the approval of the cardinals. Let's not forget that Pope John Paul I died only after just 33 days of being the Pope. And he was followed by Pope John Paul II, which was very busy in bringing about uniting the world religions together into an ecumenical movement. And as we all know, he was followed by Ratzinger, Pope Benedict, who very unexpectedly resigned. First time anyone has seen that in 600 years. So will this new Pope meet the approval of the cardinals? We'll soon find out. But I'll leave you today with an interesting clip that was uploaded in 2011. And just take notice here of what happens when Pope Benedict goes up to the cardinals of Catholicism and tries to shake their hands.
Słyszymy te brawa, cały czas papież jest oklaskiwany, przywitanie jest tutaj z przedstawicielami władz kościelnych, z biskupami niemieckimi, z kardynałami. Bowiem na początku tego oficjalnego powitania to najpierw prezydent przedstawiał Ojcu Świętemu swoich pracowników, można powiedzieć swojej kancelarii. Tym razem Ojciec Święty, że przedstawia członków orszaku papieskiego. No właśnie. Czyli tutaj razem Jak zawsze widzieliśmy, Ojcu Świętemu towarzyszy sekretarz stanu stolicy.
He wasn't playing the game, folks, and so now he's out. And there's a new pope in town, and he's doing a stellar job at uniting the world into a globalist, utopian new world order. Share this video if you value the individual over the collective, and of course we cannot do this help without the continued support of you, the viewers. So if you have eyes for seeing, and if you have ears for hearing as I do, please check the links in the description to find out how you can join us as a PFT patron. Be sure to click on that like button, leave a comment, and share this video. And as always, my friends, stay tuned. We're going to have more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth.